Okay.
We're happy to have a PGA professional, Jordan Young, with us tonight on Back Nine Report. Jordan has been coaching for over 25 years in the southeast Detroit area, right outside of Ann Arbor, at the Fox Hills Performance Center. He's a director of performance at his golf academy. 2013 National Award winner, PGA Player Development, 2012 Michigan PGA Teacher of the Year. He hosts Spin on Golf for WJR Radio all during the summer while golf season's on. And Jordan, we're really happy to have you here on Back Nine Report. How's it going with everything in quarantine right now?
Well, Fred, hey, thanks for having me. Good to see you. We're locked down. It's been a month now, and we're surviving. We're learning new ways to teach and coach, and it's tough, but it's a challenge in another way too.
That's one of the things we want to talk about tonight. Like any other business, like anything else, Zoom or online conferencing has become so important, and it's really becoming a big thing in golf right now, in golf teaching. And I know we've talked about V1 Sports in the past, and you're a big believer in that. You work very closely with them, and you can be anywhere. You could be at Pinehurst, you can be in Florida, you could be in Arizona, and if you're having trouble with your golf swing, you can still help them even while you're sitting back in Ann Arbor.
Well, yeah, it's changed a lot, right? I mean, now it's heightened big time, remote coaching, and it's pushed us into this arena, and V1's been a huge leader in that for a long time. And yeah, I've been partnered with them, and I've done a lot of stuff with you as well, and you've interviewed them many times. Their platform's been there. They've been great. They've been helping out a lot of their instructors get set up to coach remotely, which is important. And then, as I've talked to you before and others, it's changing every week, every day, how we do things. And, I didn't know really what Zoom was a week ago. And now I'm doing 2, 3, 4 of these Zoom sessions a day, and learning new ways to coach and share information with people.
I think you were telling me the other day you were even on a call with Sean Foley, getting some new information and learning more about the products.
Yeah, I mean, at any given time, you can jump on a call, Instagram Live, which is another new thing I've learned. It's pretty popular. I can just scroll through and jump on any, remote call at any time and chime in. And I think that was the biggest group. There was about 350 people on it. I was on one today with Trevor Immelman and Andrew Rice, and there was about 60 people. So a little more intimate. Some are 7 or 8 people, just depends on the time of the day. So you're always trying to learn.
Jordan, it's really not that hard to get set up to do this, is it? I mean, pretty much any dummy, and especially kids who are really up to date with their phones and all the technology. This is really simple stuff to do. Can you kind of walk us through how you would maybe get set up and what you'd be looking at and doing with someone that wants to get an online lesson?
For sure. So, we call them remote lessons or virtual lessons. There's 2 ways to look at it. There's an analysis, which is, hey, this is what your swing's doing. Here's what you could do better. Here's some, drills, away you go. That's an analysis. And then we've got this new thing called live coaching or virtual remote coaching, which is what we're doing right now. We're talking, we're interacting. You could be hitting into that beautiful screen behind you, or a simulator in your backyard or wherever. That's the more technical or the trend that things are going in that direction. As far as educating people, that's the key. That's why I wanted to do something like this, to try to teach people how that it can be very easily used with a phone or an iPad, and basically uploading a swing to V1, and then bring it right up onto your Zoom video here and analyzing it. And it could be right in person.
So let's say that I'm one of your students there at your Jordan Young Golf Academy, and I'm hitting it pretty good. I'm going to be going on a trip, and we're pretty satisfied with everything. And I go down and I play a day or two, and all of a sudden my game goes sideways. And I get on the phone and say, Jordan, this is terrible. I'm hacking it all over the place. What can you do? Help me out here a little bit.
Well, that happens often, doesn't it? Right? You get the 911 calls. I think the cool thing about this, if there is a positive with this whole shutdown and the difficult situations that all us golf professionals are going through and others, it's a line of communication. it's your coach in your pocket for the future. And it's pushing us into areas that we really haven't been before. It might have been there, but not a lot of guys were using it, the instructors. And now we're trying to educate a lot of our students to use it. The time can be way shorter, so it's more condensed. It's more of we'll call it a practice session that you're watching for them, so supervised at times. And it could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. So yeah, you could be on the range warming up. It could be post round of a tournament. You could be on a vacation trip. You could check in once a day for 2 or 3 minutes, and that's it. That's how convenient it can be. Instead of trying to drive to a lesson, maybe it might take you a half hour, an hour to get to your lesson. It takes an hour to take a lesson. You might warm down for a little bit. It's an investment, and the costs are a lot higher. So what we're finding is the costs are a lot lower. The time can be varied, and the communication, the open line of communication is what's most important for student coach.
So if I'm in the range, all I really need is my phone or maybe tablet. But I always felt it was kind of important to get the right angles with these videos with the cameras, right? You want one straight behind, and you want one right at 90 degrees from the side angle, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own, I want this, I want that. As long as it's consistent, that's what's most important. I prefer, 90 degree down the target line, face on, and then down line, I like through the hand line, and everything's got to be about waist height. So we do give out those instructions beforehand. We're trying to get people to do it at 240 frames a second. Obviously, we can slow everything down inside the apps, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's certain directions, pretty simple, but with the phones and the apps, that's really all you need.
I think you have an example that maybe you could pull up on the screen there and kind of show us what it would look like if I'm
For
out on the
sure.
range doing that.
For sure. I'm going to do the old screen share here, see if we can pull it up. You see that one okay?
Yes, it's great.
All right. So this is a student, ironically, that's down in, he's down in Pinehurst. He gets to self-quarantine down in Pinehurst, and the range is still open. So he sent me this little clip, and I can slow it down. He can hit some shots. I pulled this right up on his Zoom lesson, and we talked through it. And in his instance, we were working on some upper body flow and moving forward a little bit too much there. So trying to get him to stick the finish a little bit better. So that's one example. The other one, let's see if I can pull up here. The other one would be just standard through with V1, and anybody can send in a swing. And all we do is we pull stuff up right through the inbox in our locker. Right here, it shows up here. We upload it. Boom, you can pull in a swing. And I'll just take this gentleman here who was doing a little test. I don't think I've got anything in there for him. But anybody can send lessons in, whether they're in their backyard, the range, wherever it might be. I can pull this up like I have this gentleman here, and we could be talking about his swing live in a Zoom, and that could be anywhere from 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes, could be a half hour. So it's an ongoing process, and at the same time, you can have his camera set up right there in the studio, on the range, in his home, garage, basement, whatever it is, live for us to watch him hit some shots. So it's that simple. It's that easy. It's just a matter of training people.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Of course, V1 Sports, there's an app you can download it right on your phone, right on your tablet, easy to use. You guys can communicate back and forth from wherever you're at. Also, I think like if you're doing a lesson there, right there live at, say, Ann Arbor, and you film a couple swings, you go and put them up on your computer, on your tablet, you can look back at them right there, put some lines on, maybe even do a side-by-side with somebody else's swing or an older swing, and
Absolutely.
get that instant feedback right away.
Absolutely. I think it's just the engagement and building those trust levels with your students and knowing that you're there for them maybe more often with these kind of methods, instead of saying, hey, Fred, I really can't see you for 6 weeks. I don't have any openings. Well, that's not very good for the student. And it's not really good for the student-coach relationship either. So this is really, really allowing some opportunities for building better relationships with students.
Yeah, and one of the things we touched base on when we talked earlier, that doing the online is much less time consuming, much less costly for you. So if somebody wanted to do some lessons, it's a real kind of an inexpensive way to get started to do something.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys have started where they're just posting stuff on their website. For me, they can go to, jordanyounggolf.com and remote lessons. Basically, they just pay right online, and then I direct them to upload some swings, and I ask them what they're looking for. I mean, some kids do. I do 3 or 4 kids in a group right now for Zoom. I'll do about 5 or 6 of those a week, and they're growing. Starting to do adults. So basically, I'm just monitoring 4 people doing their thing. Those are hour longs, and then most of the privates right now are around about 30 minutes, and it seems to be the sweet spot. But that doesn't mean unlimited sessions where you can check in with me for as many times as you want for a month for $99. So it's all new, right? We're still learning what will work, but we just want to be there for our students.
So V1 Sports and Jordan Young Golf Academy can kind of give you better interaction between teacher and player. You can learn maybe a little bit faster. You can have more access. It's maybe a little bit less expensive. It's good stuff. What else do we need to tell them, Jordan? How do they get a hold of you?
You can just go to jordanyounggolf.com, check out remote lessons, and hopefully we'll be on the air together and spin on golf sooner than later.
I'm ready to go. Listen, we're going to get this weather straightened around. We're going to go out and play a little bit this summer, all right?
I hope so. I hope so. Be safe and stay healthy, Fred.
Thanks a lot, Jordan.
All right. Thanks so much.
Boom.